Bill, we're at the One-to-One conference in New York today. Tell us a little bit more about the company.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you asking. We're focused entirely in the Yukon, in Northwest Canada. Advanced stage projects. We're dedicated 100% to putting Brewery Creek back into production. It's a former producer from 1996 to 2002 under Viceroy Minerals. Closed due to low gold prices when gold hit about $260 at the time. Put a lot of mines out of business, including that one. Still had some resources remaining, about 150,000 ounces, and we since have, over the last 10 years, the current management and technical team have taken it up to over 1.5 million, 43,101 ounces. About 850,000 of that is oxide and heap leachable. Our first phase approach will be to reprocess the heap. They used run-of-mine ore, so they get limited recovery without crushing. And so, of course, we'll go in and crush and be able to get about 50% of the remaining gold out of the heap. There's in excess of 200,000 ounces that we believe is in the heap.
So what's the time frame for that?
Could be as early as next year if all the stars align, which I understand rarely happens in mining. But we're optimistic. We have a feasibility study being conducted on the heap itself as our first phase. It's all part of a bigger scoping that was done in 2014 under a PEA that envisioned mining both reprocessing the heap as well as existing permitted deposits in the permit area, as well as bringing in new deposits into the licensed area. Had a $90 million capex, about little under $800 cost per ounce of gold. Most of the factors in that PEA have actually improved in our favor since that time, but we look at it as a conservative base case. And instead of doing it all at once, we're going to do it in phases, with the first being lower manpower, lower capex, reprocess the existing heap. It'll free up some space on the heap leach, defer the cost of putting in new liners.
And generate some cash flow.
Absolutely, and we'll bootstrap our way through.
Excellent.
And, we've since recruited an experienced senior management team that knows how to put mines into production, and they've joined it, and we should be breaking ground. We've actually started the stripping, pre-stripping, and completed that this year. Already brought in the 75-man camp to provide on-site housing during the construction and also into the production years. We're only 40 kilometers from Dawson, which is one of the larger communities in the Yukon. And historically, roughly half of the mine employees have lived there.
Yep.
So it's one of the few where you can actually live at home in the Yukon and go to work. So that's a plus. And of course, the big pluses are we're fully permitted for the first few years of operation. And just need a bit of cash. We'll know the final number after the feasibility study in late February is when we're anticipating that. But it's going to be something in the order of probably $35 million US for phase one.
Yep.
And I think we're probably the only company in the junior sector that actually has a capex that's equal to or less than our market cap.
Well, obviously, more to go for. Exciting times ahead for you. How's the One-to-One conference been for you?
I actually have quite enjoyed the format and quite a professional organization. We've been to, over the course of more than 2 or 3 years in the business, I've been to just about every one of these that people put on. And this is right up there for the size and the investor audience for its type of conference. It's certainly my favorite.
Super, Bill. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.